Hello, everyone. Pretty sad that it's my last time on the sofa this year, but very happy to have you, Xavier, to tell us all about peak brain training. So first off, for anyone who doesn't know, tell us what peak brain training is and what it does.
Sure. Peak brain training is actually smart games to keep your brain active. So it's actually application you can find in the App Store education category with a set of games, memory, attentions that you can track and improve by engaging, with fun and challenging games.
Okay.
We started peak brain training over 4 years ago, but the company was over 6 years ago. Initially, we started in educational games. We wanted to build games that could have a positive impact. 6 years ago, positive impact meant education, how to help people learn in a fun way. So we started with a number of fun applications to learn math. Didn't work out. We had to pivot after a couple of years and move into what became Peak today, which is really brain training. And so far, applications is #1 brain training app worldwide. We've got more than 50 million users, and it has been the best self-improvement app for 2015 and 2016.
And so you're the co-founder and CEO, but what's your background? What were you doing before?
Before Peak, actually, I've been working in the games industry for over 10 years, working in various game studios from consoles, mobile, social networks. And I really wanted to move and actually build my own studio initially with games that could have kind of this positive impact, use the best of what we learned in gaming, the engagement, interactivity for a greater purpose in some ways.
And is this the first business that you've set up?
It is my first business, indeed, yeah.
And what was the transition like in terms of leaving a semi-stable job in the gaming industry to setting up your own thing?
It has been obviously very exciting and interesting. Obviously, it's a kind of a jump in the unknown. There's a lot of scary things you have to learn on the job. There's so many things you don't know. But the learning curve is also so exciting. I remember at the time I was discussing with my wife about the prospect of starting my own business, and she was very worried about not being paid for 6 to 12 months and not getting any money, and how we're going to build a business. But at the end of the day, I think it was a win-win, because either we were actually setting up a great business and learn from it, or actually it didn't work out. But I think all the experience I will have anyway learned from this 6 to 12 months trying to start a business will have been anyway invaluable experience for whatever I wanted to do next. So there's actually nothing to lose to try.
Okay, and so you are in the edtech space. Who is your target customer, basically?
So we've got a very broad set of customers. It really goes from 18 to 80, because everyone wants to anyway improve their kind of brain capabilities. So it's really come from you just want to keep your brain active, play 15 minutes per day, and to make sure you all kind of stay at your peak. But at the same time, you want to kind of use it as a brain boosters or improvement tools. As you age, you want to optimize and your memory, attentions, and reasoning skills. And in some ways, it's something you can play all through your life.
And did you say you've been active for 6 to 12 months? Did I get that right?
No, when we started the business back to 6 years ago, we kind of set ourselves 6 to 12 months to try. But no, we've been in business for 6 years, and we've gone from 0 to 50 million users.
And how big is your team currently?
The team is close to 50 people now.
Okay, and based in, where are you based? France, I guess?
100% based in London. We're just a few stations away from here, just in Chancery Lane at the moment. Yeah.
Cool. And what has it been like in terms of growing the business from 0 people, like you said, or perhaps 1 or 2 co-founders, all the way through to the 50 people that currently you employ today?
Yeah, I think the challenges we have had is similar to growing up in some ways. Through the 6 years of running the business, we have had various challenges from early stage to what it is now. Obviously, I think the 3 key challenges we have had to face. The first is obviously fundraising. When we started the business, we were self-funded. We were four co-founders trying to build a business, and it took us actually around 6 months to manage to get some funding. I met dozens and dozens of investors, and in some ways, what helped us is we build our own first games, the first applications by ourselves, push it on the app stores, learn from it. And in some ways, when we were rediscussing with all the investors, actually we had some data to speak about, and also ability to show what we were capable of. We kind of limited resources, and it did help us to kind of raise money. But then you've got the money, what do you do with it? And the challenge has been obviously to find the right products. Actually, Peak, obviously, brain training has been super successful, but it was kind of a fourth attempt. We did build like 3 other applications in the previous 2 years that all failed, and we kind of learned for all of these applications we launched before that, so we can build Peak. So it's always finding kind of this product market fit, what experience is going to stick, and actually when we pivoted to Peak brain training, and then kind of the rest is history in some ways.
And that's a really interesting point, actually, because I feel that the fact that you start off with X product and then kind of like have to quickly iterate and pivot, it's not only time consuming, but it obviously consumes a lot of resource. As a founder and CEO, how do you manage that process?
We obviously kind of the success of what in the space we are, obviously software based. I think the being agile, ability to iterate fast and quickly is kind of a strong assets. So we have to learn fast enough. It's quite important to keep attention on the right thing, because when you building a product and you raise money at the same time, it can be super time consuming. But in some ways, one of the assets we were 4 co-founders, and one of my co-founders was really focused on raising the money, while on my side was really focused on actually on building the products, so you don't end up being like 50-50. And it has been a great asset to be actually a strong team. Sometimes if you're a sole founder and you have to do everything, you'll be kind of overwhelmed. And the ability to have a strong team working together, a good split of responsibilities, has been the opportunity for me, or at least on my side, from a product and tech point of view, to really think about the vision for the product, iterate quickly, learn fast. So.
Okay, and just for reference, how much funding have you raised to date?
So we did raise up to $10 million to date.
Okay, last few days you said?
No, we did raise 10 million to date.
Okay, and being a first-time founder, did you find that hindered you in any way? Did it help you, or is it that you had enough data and vision to sell your kind of mission to investors?
Sorry, say it again. Yeah.
So being a first-time founder, did you find that made the process a lot more difficult when it came to speaking to VCs or investors to raise
Obviously, it's very challenging. It's kind of a new experience, but 2 things. You learn fast. Maybe you might be very stressed the first few times, but then you learn very quickly. There's dozens of meetings, and the thing is to really have an open mind, because you keep improving again and again. And the second, as I mentioned, we were 4 co-founders, and for 2 of my business partners, it was actually their second startup. So they did add already a bit of experience in running companies, fundraisings, and even actually the previous company they created before Peak actually was not successful. They had accumulated amazing amount of experience about what to do better next time. So 50
million downloads worldwide is pretty unique. How did that happen? How do you get people to download your app? And more importantly, being a subscription-based business, how do you retain users?
Sure. So we did launch Peak actually on the 4th of September 2014, almost 4 years ago. At the time, actually, we had no idea we will grow to that numbers. Actually, we didn't have that level of expectations. And the first thing is when we did release the product, it was a lot of work before that, because when we did release it on the App Store on September 2014, we had already iterated on that version. It was at the time in Australia and Canada for over 6 months, trying to keep looking at the metrics, iterations, making sure we had the conversion and the churn, the retentions actually right before we launched. So in some way, when we launched in September 4 years ago, we kind of knew what to expect. Otherwise, we'll have actually killed the product before that. But when it happens, we were heavily supported by Apple at the time. We were like editor's choice. We were like the main banners in 150 countries. So it was actually quite a big push at the time. That said, it's not good enough to grow the business, because it's a nice spike. You're going to have millions of downloads, but what happened next? Yeah. It feels more like a hangover, because you have had so many millions of downloads from the app stores. But then, how do you grow sustainably your business? And at the end of the day, make sure you've got the great products, a great experience, really solving like a key problems. It means that's something people stick with and really answer some very strong user needs. People talk about it. But what we've been able to build over the last 4 years is really, from a KPIs, metrics point of view, have the business or unit economics right. We got the right level of user acquisitions, the cost of user acquisitions, the LTV, the conversion, the churn. We've worked on it for many years to really have the growth engines working right. And we've been able to invest both massively in user acquisitions to grow the business to what it is now. So in some way, we are in control of our own destiny. In some way, we're not waiting for featuring, we're not waiting for things to happen. We are in control of our growth. And the second is actually because it's a strong product that people like or love. There is a strong, I would say, recommendations or referral engines with actually a lot of users coming from family and friends. So it's kind of the two strong engines of the growth.
Cool. I feel like this session is kind of whizzed fast because we're running out of time, which is unfortunate. But just to finish up, for everyone here that's either looking to start their own business or is looking to disrupt a specific space with an existing business, from your experience, what top tips would you share with the audience today?
So probably two tips I can share. So first is try not to build it alone. I think it's strong you're not going to succeed on your own. You need to have the right partners, the right teams to work with you. At the end, if I look at the company today, we have 50 people. I'm not the best engineers, the best designers, or the best data scientists. At the end, it's really about having the right team and the right talents working with you. So I think that's really a priority number one in our success. Our success is the people. And second, it's really about aiming high. At the end of the day, you're going to spend quite a lot of time trying to build your business and try to go after something you really believe in and you're ready to spend a very big chunk of your time and energy on to make a difference. And it's really something you really believe in, aim high, and try to make a big difference. Even if you look from the team, from the fundraising, if you're aiming too low, you're going to be alone on that journey. So you need to really aim high and bring people in with you.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for sharing your insight, and I hope everyone's enjoyed the session, and hopefully see you all next year. So thank you.